I'm on munitions. I called round at the factory and I saw the foreman. Oh, one of the nicest little fellas you could wish to meet in a day's... Oh, he did make a fuss of me. He said, have you had your dinner? I said, no. He said, we have. Then he said, have you brought your cards with you? I said, aye, but I'm too short. He said, too short? Which two? I said, the ace of spades and the two of clubs. I can't find... He said, I'm not talking about playing cards. We provide them. I said, you do? He said, of course we... I said, well, would you believe... You can't believe a word they say. They told me that apart from billiards, tennis and golf, there was practically nothing at all to do. Then he said, you're a bit late turning up, aren't you? He said, the war's been on 4 years. I said, aye, so a fellow was just telling me outside as I came. He said, where do you think we'd all be if we were all like you? I said, well, I'm very fond of Blackpool myself, but it's not everybody's meat. He said, you can start right away. I said, start right... What at? He said, what at? Work. What do you think? I said, what do I think? He said, yeah. I said, I wouldn't get the job if I told you. He said, I might have to put you in the women's section, but you seem a bit too old for that. I said, oh, I don't know. What do you work at yourself? I said. He said, me? He said, I don't work. I'm the foreman. I said, well, anything like that'll suit me. I'm not particular. He said, before you can be a foreman, you've got to have brains. I said, before? He said, yes. I said, like it doesn't matter afterwards. He said, you've got to start on the bottom rung of the ladder and work your way up. I said, oh, I haven't come here to do any of that. He said, any of what? I said, window cleaning. He said, no. Well, he said, all right, you can start tomorrow morning. So I went home and I told the missus. Well, I didn't tell her right away because she hasn't been too well lately. But anyhow, when she came to, she said, and you're going to start work? I said, yes. She said, oh, if my poor mother could only have lived to see this day. She said, what have you got to do? I said, I've got to make tanks. She said, you have? I said, yes. She said, how many? I said, oh, I don't know. It all depends how many they want. I don't know. She said, well, don't you know how many they do want? I said, oh, thousands. She said, thousands? I said, yes. She said, well, what time are you going to get home to your tea? I said, if we're a couple of 1,000 tanks short on the day, I said, I might not get home at all for any tea. And then the wife said, well, what are you going to do about your tea? She said, have they got a canteen there? I said, well, of course they've got a canteen. They've got canteens in all these munition factories. She said, is it a dry canteen? I said, oh, I never thought to ask. She said, well, suppose it is a dry canteen. I said, well, it's all right. There's no harm done. I've signed nothing yet. Then she said, will you be on nights? I said, well, of course, all the factories work night shifts. I thought you knew that. She said, and you'll be on nights? I said, yes, very likely every night, as far as I know. Oh, she said, then I'll send it out east to our alley. I said, send what out east to our alley? She said, your nightshirt. She's no brains. She doesn't concentrate or something. I don't know. But last night I should have been home for me tea at 5 o'clock, and I didn't get home till 10. And the missus said, she said, where have you been till now? She said, I've had your tea ready since 5 o'clock, and it's 10 now. I said, I know. I told her. I said, well, it couldn't be helped. I've been helping Charlie Evans to flit. He's moved into a little house at the top of that hill in the next street, and we started at 5 o'clock, and we've only just finished. She said, and it's taken 2 of you 5 hours? She said, well, when I went round with you the other Sunday to Charlie Evans for tea, she said, all the furniture I saw was a table, a few chairs, a bed, and a couple of pictures. She said, you don't mean to tell me it took 2 men 5 hours to move that lot? I said, no. I said, it wasn't the furniture that was the trouble. It was the dolly tub. She said, the dolly tub? I said, aye. Well, I said, it took us nearly 3 hours getting that up that hill. She said, 2 men, 3 hours to roll a dolly tub up a hill. She said, I'm only a woman, but I could have rolled it up there in 10 minutes. I said, now, don't talk rubbish, Rita. You couldn't have rolled this one. She said, oh, and why not? I said, because it was full of dirty water. Anyhow, she's no brains. It's waste of time trying to talk, to drive sense in. Oh, but I must get back. There's all those thousands of tanks wanted, and I haven't finished one yet. It's dreadful. I must be off. I'll see you later. I must go.